Now, Bill, how do you help people manage their relationships?
Well, in life, either you manage yourself or someone is happy to come along and manage you. And so the whole idea is to learn to take responsibility for your own life and affairs so that other people don't have to manage you. The whole idea is to be able to create what we call win-win relationships. And that when most people don't take on their role and do that properly, then it puts a little more responsibility on the other person to try to fill in the gap that's not taking place. And so the whole idea of being able to manage relationships begins with how you take responsibility for your own life, and then hopefully the other person will do the same. I always say to people that make relationships more important than the task more important than the relationship, because you get done in life what you want through relationships, not the task.
Thank you very much for that. Now, Linda, I do have another question for you here. What kind of skills would someone acquire as a result of attending a McGrane Global Center seminar?
Well, we go through a large amount of information. I think there are 21 bodies of knowledge of different areas that they would actually get. But some of the core ones would be how to ask questions, the art of asking questions, and how to do that, how to begin relationships, how to sustain relationships. We go over the entire aspect of communication skills so that I may be able to, in a relationship, know what it is that you might need and might be able to communicate in a way that you would understand me better because I know what you need. So we focus a lot on the person, but we also focus on other people as well so that they can read a situation, so to speak, and they can then adjust and move into different kinds of situations. We teach people how to listen. We teach conflict resolution, how to be able to, without giving up who they are, and communicate at a very high level who they are, but also at the same time understand the other person so that when they're in conflict, they learn how to be able to open up and see differently so that I might, if you and I, for example, are in conflict, I might not want to give up my position on the whatever it is we're talking about. But if I really understand all it is that you know about it and how come you have reached this conclusion, then it opens up a whole new world for me. And then if I, without giving up who I am, can explain to you how come I've arrived at a different conclusion, it opens up a whole new world for you. We don't have to change our positions, but it gives us a whole different perspective and an understanding. So that's another aspect that we teach. Another piece would be what our belief systems are, so that as we move forward, now that we've gone back in personal history and seen maybe what some of them are, we can begin to see forward, so to speak, so that as things are happening to us, we realize the full ramifications of that, so that if something is hurtful, we can let that pain go. We learn how to do that. If something hurts us again, we learn how to heal. We learn how to be able to live in the moment so that the past doesn't have any effect on us anymore. If something hasn't worked, that's great, it didn't work. We learned one more way not to do it, but the next time that doesn't have to have change our energy about our passion or change who we are. We just move on the next day and do even better and do even better. So those are some of the things that we teach. I think one of the most important aspects of it is the processing of a person, how to, through asking questions, be able to process them so that they really understand who they are and where they're coming from and how they're making decisions, what it is that's guiding those decisions. Oftentimes we really don't know if we don't know how to process an event.
Thank you for that detailed explanation. Bill, what can you tell me about your organizational story that we hear so often? I have the story here and I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
45 years ago, Bill McGrane Jr. had a vision and he passed that vision on to his son, Bill McGrane III. That vision was to help people discover who they are, and where they want to go. Bill McGrane Jr. believed that all people should have a chance in life to change their life by equipping them with the skills to break through whatever pain or emotional obstacles that are preventing them from moving into their greatness. Bill McGrane III has continued with his father's vision and broadened that vision at McGrane Global Centers. One day, a man had reached a point in his life where he felt like he would only have one more piece in life if he left the wonderful world that the Lord has created. Only one thing came between him and his desire for peace in another place. As he was walking down the street in what was supposed to be the last steps of his life, he found something that he had been searching for his whole life. He found TUL. He found total unconditional love at McGrane Global Centers. TUL begins with freeing yourself from value judgments you create for yourself and others. It begins with understanding the greatest gift you can give yourself is to love yourself and others' values, free and unconditionally. This man has now found out at McGrane Global Centers that TUL, like life, is a gift that can be unwrapped every day and given to others through skills he was equipped with at McGrane Global Centers. Bill McGrane Jr.'s visions can be carried out into the world, not only through Bill McGrane III, but with you. What did you think about that organizational story?
I think it's true. You know, for over 45 years now, we've been researching the question, how come people hurt so much? And more importantly, what can they do about it? And each of us as an individual wants to feel good about ourselves, our lives, our relationships, our careers, our community, and the world around us. And if we want to find ways to be able to, instead of separating ourselves from people, we need to look at this. We need to discover what unites us instead of what disconnects us from ourselves and from other people. And unfortunately, many people have a lot of baggage that started out at the beginning of their life, or that they added to once they became adults, that then now is causing all kinds of chaos in the world. They don't know what to do with it about it anymore. And as a result of that, it creates a need for change to happen. And that's what the McGrane Global Centers is really all about, is equipping people with the tools to change the birthright that they were given by God to be their best and to move into their greatness by acquiring the kind of skills to be able to change the circumstances that they're in. You know, many people get to a point of hopelessness and helplessness, like the story of the man that you were just mentioning. That was a real true story of a man who literally was in New York City, who found one of our business cards with our affirmations on the back of it talking about total unconditional love. And it caused that man to pick that card up, read the card, and then to decide he wasn't going to kill himself. So the ideas we're sharing literally can save people's lives. It can cause people to get off of addictions. It can cause marriages that have been broken to be healed. It can restore families that have been damaged because of family conflicts that have been going on. It can help businesses become more productive. And more importantly, it can help our governments and our churches and all of our world to become truly a place where total unconditional love exists. You know, when you have total unconditional love, it doesn't mean that you accept everything. It means that you can love yourself and love other people, because we have to find out what unites us. We have to find out what connects us instead of what disconnects us. And what the McGrane Global Centers is really all about is to equip people with those skills and tools to be able to transform their lives, their relationships, and their career and family success.
Now, I have one final question for you today, Bill. What would your father say about what you have done so far?
Well, you know, as a son, you always want your father to be pleased with what you've done. And what my father was really a pioneer. And he took the ideas to the best that he could. And then when I saw that the ideas worked in my own life, I felt a responsibility to pass them on to future generations, not only to our own family, but to other families as well. And so I'm committed to helping the world create global TUL, that we can literally fix the economy and the social problems of the world, of countries, of communities, of businesses, of churches, literally through the principles that we're teaching. And so Linda and I are committed, as well as other graduates around the world, to helping people get equipped with these skills and tools to truly create a world and a life that really allows people to move into their greatness.
Well, thank you very much. I would like to take the time out today to thank Mr. Bill McGrane and Miss Linda McGrane of McGrane Global Centers for coming out and doing this interview with me today. And my name is Jacqueline Gay, and everyone have a great day.